Hello everybody. I haven't published videos lately, and that's mainly because of this worldwide lockdown situation. I've been working remotely from my lab, and that's why I haven't spent too much additional time there after the business hours. And the other reason is that it's been harder to get components from abroad. For example, the logistics from the Asia is really hard because most of the flights have been cancelled. But why I'm now here in the forest? What does this forest has to do with the electronics? The reason that I'm here in the forest is that I wanted to show you something, and it's related to these latches. Of course they are handy when you walk with your pets outside, but there are also other things that you can do with them in your lab. I think we are all quite familiar with this situation that when you are working on something, you have all these cables, probes and wires running around on your table, and then there are different kind of solutions to that, and what's suitable for you depends largely on how permanent installation you need for those cables. Are they like probes or some other cables that you have to move all the time around on your table, or are they like power plugs or something like that, which are more permanent? There are all sorts of cable ties available for various needs. These are the traditional ones. You can just tie them around your cables, or you can connect your cables to somewhere and then cut the remaining part of the plastic. The other common option is to use these ties which can be attached to, for example, your chassis or to a wall or a table, and then you can organize all your cables nicely into that one. It can be closed there, and if you want to move or change the cables, it can be opened again. And depending on how many cables you have, there are different options available. Then what's also common is to use these Velcro straps, which can be easily opened and tied. For more permanent installations, you may use these latching raceways. Again, there's this adhesive that can be attached to a wall or a table, for example. I've also used these in some chassis inside, so you can cut them to the length that you need. Again, it's you can open the raceway and then put your cable inside, and it's latching. Then yet another option is to use these tubes which have been cut open, and then you can put your wires into it. And if you have multiple wires, then it's easier to manage with this single tube, having them all there. What I wanted was a solution to these wires and cables that you use actively, for instance the probes. How to manage these wires. And for this purpose I actually bought a couple of latches, and then I attached a couple of hooks to the roof. Now we can use them for the leashes. It's just connect it there. Same for the other one. And because they have this locking mechanism, you can control the height. What we can do next is that we lower them to the suitable height. Next we can take our cables and use the handles for them like that. We can take the other one. Okay, let's disconnect the probes for a while, and again we do the same thing for them. We just put them there through the handle like that, and now you can use the locking mechanism to adjust the height. I think that's good enough for the probes, or maybe a bit lower so that you can reach the table nicely. Now that we have our probes in place, all the wires are coming nicely, we can attach them in place, and it's a lot easier to probe around. Let's see. Like that. You can leave them there and your table is free of all that wiring. I think that's all. I hope you find this useful for your own lab construction, and see you on the next episode. Bye bye.